So we're watching the Truth About XSET by Void, and I'm actually subscribed to him because he makes decent really good like stories about like people. So shout out to Void for this, and let's watch some Truth About XSET.
This is XSET, and they just won $500,000.
Yeah, congrats to XSET about that one.
Cup. But their win wasn't without controversy. So to find out the truth behind XSET, we need to go all the way back to the beginning, when XSET would be founded on July 16th of 2020 by Greg Selko, the CEO and owner of XSET. Anyways, XSET would open up all of its social medias, and on YouTube they would post their very first video showcasing all of their members. And at first they would have quite the wide variety, with Kurt Bankert being shown as a member, and for those who don't know, he's a professional football player for the Green Bay Packers.
Literally.
And then in the totally opposite profession, they would sign AV, a quite dominant Fortnite controller player during the time. And of course, there were a couple other members, but this starting roster allowed them to test out many different paths. But one path would take the lead in XSET's eyes, and that path would be Fortnite, the world's most popular game. Now, of course, they were interested in the competitive aspect of Fortnite, because they had already signed AV, but XSET decided to invest even more, signing Snood, Knight, and Roadshark, all of which were quite decent competitive Fortnite players during this time around 4 years ago. But many of you XSET fans now probably never even heard of them, and that's why these players wouldn't really be comparable to XSET's future roster. Anyways, at this point, XSET hadn't really seen any crazy growth within Fortnite from these players, so they decided to give Fortnite one last chance by signing Cease to XSET. And I think at least some of you might have heard or seen Cease at one point or another, because he's been around since the start of Fortnite, and he still competes to this day. But unfortunately for XSET, Cease would also only continue to be another familiar name floating around the Fortnite community, never really having a breakthrough, because during his time on XSET, his best placements would only be 6th and 5th place in FNCS Grand Finals. And after his contract had ended, XSET was able to conclude that Fortnite definitely wasn't where they should be spending any of their attention anymore, because they also had teams in plenty of other video games from Valorant to Call of Duty, so they would fully step away from Fortnite for the time being. But their time away from Fortnite wouldn't last too long, because within a couple months of being away from Fortnite, a massive opportunity would present itself in the form of a young Fortnite pro and businessman named Cody Conrad, who we all know as Clicks. Now, XSET was looking to re-enter Fortnite with a bang, and with Clicks, this would be the perfect way to do it, because Clicks had been one of the most consistent players in Fortnite competitive for years, being a 6-time World Cup qualifier and a many-time FNCS Grand Finalist player. And on top of that,
Well, chat, I actually heard that before Clicks joined XSET, that FaZe actually wanted Clicks instead. I'm not even joking. That's what I heard, chat. So I don't know, but that's what I heard. That like FaZe wanted Clicks.
as if Clicks' resume couldn't get any better, he just so happened to be the most popular Fortnite content creator within Fortnite Competitive, because he streams consistently to over 10,000 live viewers, while also having over 3 million subscribers on YouTube, all because of his skill and personality.
Get the kill for the help. Nice!
Yes! Oh, fucking best play in the world! I'm dead, I'm dead. Let's go!
I'm close to it.
Let's go!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You just humped me. Why the fuck did you just do that, big boy?
Boss? 140? 120? 105? Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god!
Now, of course, signing a player like this sounds absolutely great for XSET. But the problem was that Clicks was just so valuable, and for XSET to have Clicks involved in their operation, they would have to pay a lot of money, and that makes sense, of course. But what actually happened was much different, because instead of joining XSET as a player, Clicks bought in as a majority owner.
Is it the greatest company or what? One last announcement! We required a majority share in XSET!
now that Clix was a part owner of XSET would finally start seeing some real growth within Fortnite. And this growth slowly continued as Clix continued to compete, placing 4th place in 2 different FNCS Grand Finals, while he also continued streaming and making YouTube videos, racking up views by the millions. Now, for quite a few months, XSET never really seemed to capitalize on Clix being an XSET. For example, they never really made any content with him, and they definitely took some heat from figures in the Fortnite community for not using Clix to make any content. But the entire time that XSET was laying low was all calculated, because on May 25th, this year, XSET would make arguably their biggest announcement ever, and that would be the fact that they were signing a team for the upcoming Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia. And XSET wouldn't just sign some random team, they would sign the best of the best in Muzz, Edgy, Ritual, Trash.
Take off your mask, please. Take them off.
This year, XSET would make arguably their biggest announcement.
What?
And that would be the fact that they were signing a team for the upcoming Esports World Cup.
You guys want to join XSET?
And XSET would just sign some
Why?
The best ESL team. What about the best for?
I haven't seen you guys win. You're just DMing. Time me up.
So with this team, XSET was ready for everything
when I
to
take off
come,
my mask?
or so they thought, because they would soon head to their first tournament, which was DreamHack Dallas. And of course, this was a LAN event, so it meant that all the players would be playing in the exact same room. And you'll see why that's important in a second. Anyways, Team XSET set up all their setups and began to practice getting used to their new environments, so they could be as prepared as possible for the tournament. And once the tournament kicked off, they were ready, because they would end up placing 6th in the tournament. But when they had to play Team Asian, something interesting happened.
And you'll see why that's important. Anyways, Team XSET set up all their setups.
So basically, Kwani had decided, against his better judgment, to sneak over to Muzz's computer and send himself the replay files from the games. But in the process, a bystander took a video of him doing all this. And on top of the video that the bystander took, it also captured Kwani deleting the messages of him on Muzz's account, sending himself the replay files. Now, of course, this was a form of cheating, and Team Agent was punished for it, but it still created a massive rivalry between Agent and XSET, and this rivalry would continue even after the tournament, but it would be largely forgotten about when 2 massive things happened. Now, the first thing that happened was quite complicated, but it was the fact that Agent's entire roster had been bought out by a new team called XSET, and this situation is still evolving with more information coming out every day, so you guys can expect a video
yeah, I'm pretty sure they won that
but
too.
anyways, the second big thing that happened was way more impactful, and it directly affected the XSET roster, and this news would be broken quite randomly when Trashy, who was one of XSET's players, tweeted out that he'd been dropped from the team. And this news was especially crazy because Trashy had helped XSET from the team, and this news was especially crazy because Trashy had helped XSET qualify to Saudi Arabia, where the Esports World Cup would be held. But now that he'd been dropped, he wouldn't be able to go to this event at all. And because of this exact circumstance, XSET received tons of backlash for dropping their teammate. And in an effort to clear the anger towards XSET, Trashy put out another tweet stating that he'd been compensated for being dropped from the team, and that him being dropped was in the best interests of the team and the other players. And while this public statement lessened the pressure on XSET a bit, it didn't stop people from making some funny jokes about the situation and feeling quite bad for Trashy. And at this point, it didn't seem like the situation could get any stranger. But then XSET would announce that Trashy would be replaced by Cole, one of, if not the best Fortnite player in the world right now. But what was so weird about this was the fact that Cole wasn't even signed to XSET, and he was instead signed to Man City, even though he would be representing XSET in the Esports World Cup. Eventually, though, everyone put the situation in the past, and the time had come for XSET to compete in Saudi on the main stage, where they would first have to win some elimination rounds to actually make it to the grand finals.
The Dragon is quickly attacking onto that hill. Romero instantly goes down. Muzz gets traded out after getting 2. It's not going to be...
Eventually, though, everyone put the situation in the past, and the time had come for XSET to compete in Saudi
What the fuck is that?
Arabia, where they would first have to win
What we see now in finals.
actually make it to the grand finals.
predicting with Cold now being on XSET.
Bro, XSET actually had the like.
Every single
I didn't watch it. I watched like clips of POV, so I guess I kind of did watch it. But like, XSET actually had like a huge comeback.
Managed to make it to the grand finals, where they would once again be facing their biggest rivals that had previously cheated against them. So with everyone having their eyes on this game, the pressure is on.
From the good side here, and they have an opportunity to
I think Cold should be signed to XSET.
as well. He knows there's a lot of players around.
Like literally me though.
It's a great crack there. Oh my God, target-rich environment. Now needs to get these two. Nobody is here to stop Rich. Oh, that's going to be XSET. Up by 2. Wow. Here on this P3 for XSET. As they will back in the series. Champions confirmed. As they will lift the trophy. As they are the champions of your Esports World Cup featuring Fortnite.
So now that XSET were world champions, they really proved everyone wrong. Placing 6th in DreamHack to people saying XSET wasn't doing enough content, this massive win showed exactly what they were truly worth. And more importantly than all of that, they had just won $500,000 from this one tournament. And if you remember from earlier in the video, when I explained the situation with Cold, I mentioned how he was actually signed to Man City and not XSET. Well, it seems like that may change in the very near future, because while XSET was competing in the finals, Clix was watching from home, cheering on his teammates with over 30,000 live viewers, where he would say that he was actually going to sign Cold to XSET. Now, if Cold actually ends up joining XSET, XSET may just be the best Fortnite team in the world ever, because even outside of the Esports World Cup, they will do great in the future FNCSs and tournaments. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and watch this